Holy smokers, ladies and gentlemen, it is a rough one out there today. It's so red. I'm looking at so much red on my screen that I feel like my hair's starting to turn red, guys. A very, very rough day, all right? The NASDAQ down over 3% today. And by the way, it was much worse than that for so many stocks that we'll discuss in just a second here. By the way, at the end of this video, I'm going to share a way you can be making more money than your boss's boss's boss in one day, okay? I'm going to share that toward the end of the video. Cryptocurrencies are having another awful day. So Bitcoin's now under 5,000. I mean, I remember last year at this time, it was just exploding. It was like 10,000, then it was 15,000, then it was 20,000. Now we're down to 5,000 on Bitcoin. Ethereum's now at 150 bucks. I remember back in December, Charlie Lee sold out of his Litecoin, and I was like, that was such a smart move. At that time, Litecoin was well over 300 when he sold out, and now it's around 36 bucks. What a great move for Charlie Lee to sell out of Litecoin when he did, all right? So what do I mean by it being so much worse than what it really seems? Well, let's look at this, okay? NASDAQ, keep in mind, was down 3%, but it is so much worse than that, right? Look at NVIDIA today, down 12+%. Look at Shopify, down over 11% today. Square stock, down over 10% today. NAND Health, down over 10% today. Align Technologies, down over 9% today, right? All these stocks are very different. NVIDIA is a chip maker. Shopify is e-commerce. Square is payments, right? Align is invisible braces and things like that. It doesn't matter what stock it is. A lot of these stocks are just getting killed much worse than what the market is actually doing, right? Let's go to some more. JD.com down over 8% today. Stitch Fix down 7.5% today. AMD stock down 7.5% today. Maxim Technologies down over 7% today. Box down 7% today, all right? ANET down nearly 7%. Snapchat just having a normal Snapchat day. MU stock down well over 6.5% today. Freshpet down over 6% today. Zillow down over 6% today. It is stock after stock, guys. And if you're saying, well, some of these are pretty big companies, but they're not the hugest companies. Well, let's look at some really monster companies and you'll see it's the same thing, okay? Facebook down well over 5% today. Same thing with Netflix. Fitbit's having a normal Fitbit day. Amazon stock down over 5% today. Twitter down over 5% today. Even Eli stock is down over 4% today. Like if Eli stock's down 4%, you know it's a bad day out there, right? Apple down 4% today. Google down 4% today. Under Armour down 4% today. It's rough out there, guys. It's absolutely rough, okay? Now, there are some people making a lot of money out there right now, and I'll explain to you, and no, it's not short selling. It's not short selling stocks. I'm going to tell you guys that in just a minute. But if we look here, look at how many stocks are at their 52-week lows, and I'm just pointing out some, big companies, all right? NVIDIA literally hit its 52-week low today. JD.com, a massive e-commerce company, one of the biggest in the world out of China, right? Hit its 52-week low today. Zillow stock, right? Everybody knows Zillow. Pretty much if you're going to buy a house or rent a house, like you're going on Zillow. Zillow hit its 52-week low today. Facebook stock hit its 52-week low today. It is stock after stock. Marvell Technologies hit its 52-week low today. Activision Blizzard, one of the biggest gaming companies in all of the world, hit its 52-week low today. Skyworks Solutions, an amazing company with amazing management that has the whole future going for them with 5G, hit its 52-week low today. Michael Kors, more of a luxury retailer, right? Down to its 52-week low today. GE stock, well, they got a lot of issues over at GE. 52-week low today, all right? Baidu, the Chinese Google, 52-week low today. Goldman Sachs, who actually makes a lot of money when there's all this trading volatility, right? Goldman Sachs hit its 52-week low today. And like I said, Goldman Sachs actually really, they love this stuff, right? Because Goldman Sachs, whenever there's a lot of trading, which there is a lot of trading, a lot of volatility in the market, Goldman Sachs sometimes posts their best results when that's going on, all right? Now, I promised you guys that I would show you how some people are making some ridiculous amounts of money right now in the market, okay? Let's go into this. So let's look at NVIDIA stock for a second, okay? NVIDIA is a perfect situation. It's not from short selling. Yes, you could be making money if you're short seller, but there's so much more money to be made than short selling stocks, all right? NVIDIA stock. Let's look at some options on NVIDIA stock, right? Look at the put options that are expiring this upcoming Friday. If you bought put options on this past Friday that are going to expire this upcoming Friday, like you were up hundreds, if not 1,000+% on those put options as of today. As of today, guys, all right? And I'm going to teach you a strategy here in just a second. Square stock, right? Let's look at options on Square stock. Look at this, guys. Okay, tell me some people aren't making ridiculous sums of money in the market right now. A lot of these put option contracts are up 400, 500, 600% in Square stock, all right? Let's look at AMD options here today. Look at this, all right? AMD options, you're probably up hundreds of percent if you bought put options on this past Friday that are going to expire this upcoming Friday. Hundreds of percent in AMD stock. A lot of people think if you buy put options, it means you're bearish on that stock, and there's not. I'm going to teach you a strategy in here in just a second. Now, if you don't know how to trade options, you don't know what options are and things like that, and you want to learn, I have a full 12-part course. I'm putting it 70% off for the next 24 hours only. I'm going to have it as a pinned comment, so if you're interested in learning more about options, you can go ahead and check that course out, enjoy it. Let me know if you have any questions about it, all right? So let's go through a strategy here. Let's say you own $10,000 of NVIDIA stock. You're very bullish on NVIDIA over the long term, but you're getting killed in the stock right now, all right? What you could go ahead and do, you could put a $100 trade out there in put options. So you buy $100 in put options on Friday, this past Friday, that are expiring on November 23rd. Well, guess what? As of today, you'd already made a $900+ profit if you sold today. You don't have to sell today. You could still keep those, hold them, and hope it goes down even more over the next few days and make even a much bigger position. Then you go ahead and take those profits and you can buy some more NVIDIA shares at a much cheaper price. Then you go ahead and you keep that original $100 and you play it again next week. So this upcoming Friday, then you buy $100 worth of put options again in NVIDIA. So what's the worst case scenario? And this isn't the only one. I'll share another strategy with you in just a second here. What's the worst case scenario here? The worst case scenario is NVIDIA stock has a really good week this week instead of a bad week, which we see it's down 12% today. Let's say it had a really good week and the stock goes up quite a bit. It's over 200 or whatever. Okay, so you lost $100 on your put option contract, but you also are up massively now in your NVIDIA position, right? If you bought $10,000 worth, you're going to be up big on those shares now compared to what you were at. So it's a way of hedging yourself and having a huge opportunity to make massive amounts of money. And you can look at almost all those put option contracts. Almost every single one in NVIDIA today is up hundreds, if not thousands of percent. That's not the only way. Let's go through another strategy, all right, if that's not good enough for you. So if that strategy wasn't your style, here's another completely different strategy, and I have a friend who does this. He does this on MU stock, okay, Micron stock. He's a big believer in Micron long term. He holds a lot of shares in Micron, but he feels like the market's very volatile right now. Maybe Micron won't go anywhere in the short term, but he wants to still hold the stock. So what he does is he goes ahead and writes covered call options and sell those contracts, okay? So what he'll do, let's say we're going to still stick with the NVIDIA example. Let's say you own 100 shares of NVIDIA, right? What you can go ahead and do is you can write one contract, because each contract you write, it needs to have 100 underlying shares if it's a covered call option. Some people like to write naked call options or naked put options. I wouldn't recommend that. Usually if you're going to do it, you want to have covered, okay? So you don't get destroyed if things go the wrong way, right? So you're going to write one covered call option contract. You could have done this at probably like a strike price of somewhere around $170. If I recall, on Friday, NVIDIA stock closed at somewhere in the $160-ish range, all right? Someone would have had to pay around a $2.50 premium for that contract, all right? Which means their break-even price would have been around $172.50, all right? And the way the buyer's looking at it is they're like, NVIDIA stock going to come back strong this week. I'm going to make a lot of money on this and whatnot, all right? Now, keep in mind, you have a covered call here, so it's not even like you would be hurt bad financially if the stock did, however, go up that much, right? But here's what you go ahead and do. You sell that contract, you get $2.50 premium, you times that out by 100 because there are 100 underlying shares in a contract, so which means they would have had to pay you $250. Well, if I had to guess, I highly doubt NVIDIA stock is going to $172.50 this week. I think it closed out at somewhere around $140-ish. So in order for it to get to that price, it would almost take a miracle, right? It would almost take a miracle. So which means you'd clear $250 profit and you basically didn't have to even really take any risk. Because when you write covered call options, there's a much less risk than pretty much doing anything in the market, including going long shares. Writing covered call options is one of the safest things you can literally do in the stock market, right? Writing naked call options is much more dangerous, so never write naked call options. Make sure they're covered, all right? So you can see there's a lot of money to still be made in this market right now, even if the stocks aren't going up. There's a lot of money to be made in this volatility by buying put options or doing something like this, like you're very bullish on a company overall, but you want to make money in the meantime, all right? My friend does this with MU shares all the time, and he gets to get all this premium he collects, and then he just goes ahead and buys more MU shares. He believes in that company a lot. Good for him. I hope he does amazing on it. I hope it's $100 a share in a few years from now, and he does this all the time, and he just keeps collecting more and more profit, and he goes ahead and he buys more and more shares and gets the stake built more and more. And as MU has just continued to struggle, he's at least had another way of making money through MU shares without basically having to take much risk at the end of the day. Since they're all covered calls, he's ended up writing, guys. So once again, if you guys don't understand call options, next 24 hours I'm going to have that course as a big discount out there. I hope you guys really enjoy it. People that have gotten that course absolutely love it. There's a lot of money to be made out there, guys, and a lot of times you can do this without very much capital at all right? So hope you guys learn a lot from that course. Hit me up in my email if you have any other questions once you actually take the course and whatnot. Thank you for watching and have a great day.